So the big question is, did federal prosecutors prove their case? Kelly Sendon is a former prosecutor. Bob Massi is an attorney and Fox News legal analyst. They're both joining us. All right, so what do you think? Let's talk performances of the prosecution and defense. You've got the strict versus scrappy, by the book versus beat 'em up type of thing. Kelly, what do you think?
The prosecution's going to win. They built their case. They showed that he was attempting to solicit some things for the Senate seat. They've proved the charges, and they're going to win. And so this is federal court. This isn't a circus. This isn't where everything's fast and loose. There are very strict procedures, and they have proved the case.
Bob, what do you think?
I'm not that smart to figure out a jury, tell you, Julie. Until it happens, then it's still presumed innocent. Look, this is a case that, unfortunately, he didn't testify, but he hasn't shut his mouth in the last year. It's a defense lawyer's nightmare. And as a result of that, he reminds me of Robert Blake 30 years ago. I swear to God, to Robert Blake and this guy look exactly the same. And when you look at, when you look at this guy, he's really a nightmare. But saying that, these are complicated charges, Julie. And what this defense lawyer is going to do is smoke and mirrors and blow this and try to show the ambiguity in the case.
What both sides seem to agree on, or at least a lot of folks observing seem to agree on, who might have been for the defense or for the prosecution, they say that Rob Blagojevich, one of the things he really needed to do, one of the best he should have employed, would be to just kind of portray himself, or be portrayed as sort of the bumbling guy, I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, I have a foul mouth, and I can't, I can't type. I don't know what texting is. I don't know how to use a computer as seen on celebrities. Well, was all of this just a big game? Was he trying to create his his defense?
No, I think that's really him. I think that's how he is. You see him in Chicago, and I think that's exactly how he is as a person.
How did he ever become governor of Illinois?
Good machines behind him.
Bob, what do you think? Was he creating his defense?
Yeah, I mean, look, the guy's the epitome of narcissism. I mean, honest to God, it's incredible when you watch this guy. And he's one of these kind of guys. Could you even imagine this guy on the witness stand? I mean, it would be uncontrollable. And you wonder, even if during closing arguments, he's not going to stand up and say, "Could I finish this closing argument for you?" I mean, he's that kind of guy, Julie. He helped himself, this guy. He said
for a year, he said on Celebrity Apprentice, he was going to testify. He's going to show that he didn't do anything wrong. What do you think was the mechanism going on behind the scenes here, so that he makes this last minute, I'm not going to do it? Bob?
Well, I think what happened,
oh, sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead, Bob.
I'm sorry. I think, from what I have researched, there was a argument or sort of dissension between Mr. Adams and Ms. as to whether you should put him on a witness stand or not. But I think you have to evaluate it. And let me tell you, Julie, even though they told the jury that he was going to testify, which is a tough thing to do and not produce, it also was a disaster for the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Yeah.
They had to change their whole strategy. So we can't be too quick to say this guy's going to get convicted.
Kelly, the Assistant U.S. Attorney, Reed Shar, looked like he was furious when he realized that all this prep he probably did to do this cross-examination wasn't going to happen.
Absolutely, and they were led to believe that Blago was going to testify, and I think that he's not testifying because he can't hold it together. I think he was saying all along he was going to because he really wanted to, and at the end the defense said, you know what, we're better off not putting him because he will shoot himself in the foot.
We shall see. We're going to be watching this very carefully, of course. Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining us.